Alright guys, welcome into my first ever two-part video. I didn't even make it a week. My goal is to do 30-minute episodes, and by the end of the last episode I had barely finished the character creator, and I didn't want to just hop in for a couple minutes. So this is part 2 of Warhammer Rouge Trader, made by Owlcat Games. And I'll put a link to it down below. I'm not sponsored or anything. Like I said in the last video, I don't know anything about Warhammer at all. I don't know anything about the lore or the story. So I'm actually pretty excited to get to check this out. Might need to turn the game audio down though. I don't know if it's as loud for you guys as it is for me. Options, sound. Let's just do all volume down to like 60. Okay. Conrad Voitiver. Okay, here's something you guys can help me out with. Should I read all of these, or should I just sort of pause when they're on screen so you can read them? And if I do read them, should I try and like do voices, or should I just read them sort of plain? Since I don't know the answer from any of you guys, I'm gonna read it, just with like a regular voice though. And then you can tell me in the comments what I should do going forward. So this character's name is Conrad Voitver. Conrad Voiter. An excellent place for contemplation. The man who has approached you is gazing down into the depths of the vast temple on one of the lower decks. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity. I mentioned this last video, but one thing that's really cool about these Owlcat games is that you can hover over things you don't know. Like, I know barely anything about Warhammer, but I do know the Emperor is a big deal. But if I didn't know that, I could hover over it and it gives you a little blurb. The guide, the ruler, and the higher power to which humanity offers their prayers for aid and deliverance. Most would be driven mad with despair if they knew the truth. And if you right-click, it'll open up a bigger blurb. The divine present who sits on the golden throne of Terra in their heart of the Imperium, towering over his willing servants as their rightful master. He is depicted and worshipped in myriad forms by souls beyond counting. Through his Imperium, humankind is united and remains one of the most powerful, intelligent species in the galaxy. So, what do I reply to this? This guy is saying it's fun to look down. Truly awe-inspiring. Such excess, ostentatious. Have we met? So 3 and 5 are the more renegade-y answers. Let's go with awe-inspiring.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with the chance to give their very life for the master of humanity.
Hyperlinks. Oh, that's talking about what I just talked about.
Conrad Voitver, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rouge Trader Theodora von Valencias, at your service.
Okay,
I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
A Rouge Trader is a subject of the Imperium with a unique hereditary title. A Rouge Trader is tasked with exploring and exploiting the still uncharted regions of the galaxy for the benefit of mankind. I don't understand the capitalizations in this game. Also, I named my character Domino because I took too long in the character creator and it was a very bad pun. I won't even call it a joke on the 30 minutes or less thing. Master of Whispers, so I'm assuming this guy is a spy. Oh, this is cool. Here's a... I chose a noble background, I think is what it was. So I have a background answer already. Do I want to be a jerk in this game? I mean, I'm a noble, so I'm probably a jerk.
My deepest respects to you, Your Grace. A noble of the Imperium. It's been a long time since Providence last brought such eminent guests aboard this vessel. I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
I'm guessing last names are a big deal in this universe. It seems like I'm being forced to change mine. This little green bar is bouncing over what looks like a speaker, and I have no idea why. So now I have 6 options.
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue. But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with the Lord Captain.
So I don't plan on skipping dialogues in the future. I'm kind of struggling with how I should play and record this, because I don't want to bore you guys. So I feel like I probably shouldn't select all the optional dialogue, which if I was playing on my own, I would absolutely do. But since I'm playing with you guys and everything's voiced, or so far that character is,
top or get left in the dust.
I figure I'll try to do whatever dialogue skips it along the fastest so you can see as much of this game in the 30 minutes as possible. I guess I could show you the world a little bit. We got a big book, and another big book, and a something. The table. Okay. Oh, onwards and upwards. Game autosaved. Another huge door.
One of the von Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to
tank.
take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
Some scripture stuff. Makes me think of Brandon Sanderson's I'm totally blanking on the name of the series right now. Ben is the main character, and you can only trust things that have been inscribed in steel.
The servitors have gone berserk!
I don't know. It's sad that I can't remember that, especially since his newest book just came out. I need to start reading that.
To arms!
Start of combat. The grim darkness of the far future. Alright, here's our first battle. I didn't expect it to be so instant. Why don't we just turn this turret on? It seems like it would kill the malfunctioning servitor. Alright, that dude's doing a bunch of buffs. Okay, so these are movement points on the left of my portrait. So I'm guessing these are action points. Yeah, looks like I don't know. It's blinking red, so I don't know if I have any movement points. No, I do. Or did. I just spent them. Okay, action points, yeah. Alright, so I have one ability that says you serve me and it doesn't cost any ability points. An ability that doesn't cost ability points. Okay. The noble assigns one ally who will become their servant until the end of combat. Anytime the noble's abilities affect the servant gives +5 to all characteristics to the start of the noble's next turn. I don't have anybody in my party, so that won't really do me any good. Voice of Command. This costs 1 AP and lasts 1 round. Forces an ally to fully push them. I don't have allies yet. Okay. Reload. Oh, that's interesting. You have to reload in this game. I mean, it makes sense. Pistol shot, 7 to 11 damage.
On it.
I did more damage than I thought. Ending your turn, okay. So, just from a playing perspective, I like that, you know, they instantly threw you in dialogue, which makes sense for a CRPG. And then in that dialogue, I had choices that were reflective of my character creation, being a noble. And then the very next thing, I'm already in battle. It's a very good pace so far. How do I end my turn? I know it just told me, but I should have paid more attention. Is it this? Yeah. Hey, there you go, little buddy. You killed him. I can scarcely believe it on a day like this.
Poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the Rouge Trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
I'm wondering if this guy's going to be a companion or not. I mean, if he's working...
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Okay, now I've got control over my character again. I don't remember what I was saying before that. Oh, I was saying, wonder if Coonrad's going to be a party member. Fires in the servitor's head are still smoldering. It would seem the cause of this malfunction was the short-circuiting of the motive force. I don't know what a motive force is. There's a bunch of stuff I can click on in here, and if I was playing on my own, I would absolutely do that and read all of those. But again, it probably wouldn't make for the best content, so I'm gonna skip ahead. Going across a big old bridge. I still wish I knew, like, what the people were gathering for. Am I on a ship or on a planet? I don't really know. Okay, so we're coming up here, and oh.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Okay, so this is the woman that Conrad was talking about a second ago. I'm taking her name, I guess. And then this person she's talking to is somebody. I have no idea who. I'm going to survey the room since I have high perception. Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valentius features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Okay, so this is kind of cool. This is only the second person I've talked to, but my top two options are available to me because of my lore skills. And then it looks like the next option is because of my origin or background, whatever they called it. And then the rest of the options are sort of general. So I'm assuming these top three would change based on how you spec your character in the beginning. I could choose my origin answer, but I feel like she's the big fish and I'm the small fish. Like she's more noble than me, so that seems like a bad idea, especially for a charisma build.
Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
So I don't know why for sure, but he doesn't have a portrait. I don't know if that's a bug or if that's what that's supposed to look like. Also, he's dressed like a clergyman. So this guy doesn't like me, apparently. I think the woman is judging me to see if she likes me. I wonder if this is a noble response or all of them say this. But since it feels like the most noble, I'm going to choose it. I just realized I haven't been reading out loud the things I'm clicking, so this may have not made sense to you up to this point. My response to Eldithrad is going to be, I find your tone most disagreeable, Eldithrad. You will kindly alter the manner in which you address me, or else you will live to regret the consequences.
Well, I find your company disagreeable, and yet I'm forced to endure such.
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So she's like a queen, I'm guessing.
So, why are you here?
And I'm just regular noble. I do not know just yet. I hope you will clarify that.
Clarity. A luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with Von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
So yeah, I was right. She's not just like a queen, she's like a ruler of multiple planets, it sounds like. It sounds like a Rogue Trader gets control over whatever they find. I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose.
Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of Rogue Trader.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and assume I'm going to do some kind of quest, and she's going to be really impressed with me. But I don't understand why I need to be a Rogue Trader if she's already a Rogue Trader. Is she dying? Or is she... I don't know, maybe they have to have a descendant or something in this universe.
Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
So again, if I was playing by myself, I'd go through each of these. I'm assuming the one on the bottom list is the one that continues the story.
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the board. In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Look at that, we're gonna have a quest. Who would have thunk it? Oh. That is a lot of guys. I wonder if this is going to be one of those fights in video games that you can't win.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
The Masters demand your death! Don't touch me!
My place is at the fore.
So, looks like there's 4 of... Oh. Dude, he just one-shotted 2... Okay. He killed 2 people with 1 hit, and then 2 more people with another hit. That guy just killed 3 people in 1 hit. So, I'm assuming all these dudes are, like, leveled up compared to me. They seem to have some cool abilities. Okay, so there's a cover mechanic in this game. See, since all these other people aren't listed on top up here, I don't know if it counts them as in my party or not. Since I don't know that, I don't want to waste these abilities. Okay, so I can rotate the camera with middle mouse.
You never stood a chance.
Killed that dude. I think that's all I can do. I'm assuming the freaking superheroes I'm with are going to clean up the rest of these guys. They seem quite a bit tougher than me.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Death to the weak.
Whoa.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Oh, actually, this guy's getting pretty beat up. But he did just kill 2 more people. This guy seems very strong. I don't know if he has a missile launcher or a flamethrower or some combination of the two, but he is not messing around. He's making me look very wimpy. Oh, I missed. I'm not surprised. That was a pretty far away shot. Maybe I was, since that thing popped up, maybe you missed no matter what.
Look out.
She has a pretty cool sword. She seems to be like some kind of ice mage.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive.
Gotta love that insult. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube though.
Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch-militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Okay.
Let us not dawdle.
Kinda thought this dude would join my party. Or even maybe she would. But she seems like she's gonna end up being like the boss. Maybe she's gonna be like the quest giver. This could be my hub. Like, come back and see what she's up to. Or check in with her, I guess. I don't think there's any way for me to help these guys. No. Can I shoot across? No.
I won't compromise my principles.
No line of sight. Okay, I tried to help you. Oh, there's a dead person on the ground. I wonder why it makes this dead person more important than all the other ones we've seen. Oh, here's somebody. Jocasta Sarbach.
Always keep your eye on
I
the
can't talk to her.
prize.
I tried. So far, I think this game's pretty cool. Oh, I'm gonna have to wrap it up soon, too. Like I said earlier, I think the pacing's really awesome. They're really sort of getting you right to it, you know, and you're getting to flex your backgrounds and your choices already. Plus, there's been combat already, and in that last combat, since I can't really...
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
As I was saying, in that last combat, since I can only shoot 1 bullet, and my other powers are focused on buffing my team, so I haven't had a chance to use them yet. Something that cool that last battle did is showed off a bunch of really cool characters doing a bunch of really cool stuff. And since it was at the beginning of the game, it lets you know, like, hey, you're going to get here someday. You're going to be able to knock out 3 dudes with a fire missile of some kind.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish
This guy doesn't have a
chasing the
portrait
riffraff
either.
around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Doesn't seem like either of those guys really like me. Doesn't seem like anybody in this world likes me.
What is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Mutiny? But who would attempt a mutiny here in the warp?
Lunatics, fools, heretics. This ship houses thousands upon thousands of people.
Oh.
Pernicious thoughts and warp-induced delusions could have tainted any one of them. It is a difficult notion to accept, but such risks are inescapable. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
As someone that doesn't really know what a psyker is outside of the class when I was creating this character, I don't completely understand. I'm guessing there's some kind of magic user, and being in... I don't know if we're in the warp or the warp's something that's happening to us.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on transitional deck.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psyker powers.
What?
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Then move out! Mort, come.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
Since I'm being kind of a jerk noble, I felt like I have to choose this option. I have a proposition. Since I'm the more important person here, you can go in front and shield me from the potential threats.
Oh, certainly. Lady Theodora would be devastated if she were to lose one of her precious heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Something hits you hard with a sharp crackle, and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. Well, this has already gone on longer than 30 minutes, so I'm going to call it here. I hope you enjoyed the first 30 minutes. I wasn't trying to do a speed run or anything, so hopefully you got a glimpse of how the game is and plays. If I was playing myself, I'd probably still be back in that room reading all the codex entries or whatever they're called in this game. Checking out that tank. That was pretty cool. Really like it so far. As someone that doesn't know anything about Warhammer, I can't speak to how realistic's not the right, faithful it is to the source material, but I can tell you that I'm having fun with it as a CRPG. I don't trust any of the characters yet, which I think is a good thing. It means there's lots of intrigue. I certainly don't feel overpowered. I don't feel underpowered either. I also like the pacing so far. A lot. They're trying to, a problem with RPGs like this is they have to sort of front load you into this world and drop a whole bunch of lore and stuff on you. And here, I've put together that we're on a ship, that someone's attacking, and I'm guessing that I can't trust Conrad now, and that Valencia is very powerful. And I think they explained all that in a really easy way, especially as someone that, like I said, doesn't know anything about the lore. I didn't know what a rogue trader was before this. I thought they were just like some sort of sanctioned pirates, but apparently they have a lot of power because they're ruling over planets, and I didn't know that before this. So that was pretty cool, the way they've introduced you to the lore of the world and all the Warhammer stuff so far. And like I said before, I really like that you can hover over things and click on them to learn more, because for someone like me that doesn't know anything that's going on in this world, that's very helpful. And the combat's been pretty fun so far, even though I don't have many abilities yet. I could see where it would be. It seems like it's going to be very team-based. I don't know if that's just because I chose like a team-based character or not, but it seems like buffs and debuffs and all that kind of stuff are going to have a big role in this, which sounds pretty fun, instead of just, clicking the same ability over and over and over again. Yeah, I think that about covers it. So I hope you enjoyed the first 30 minutes of Warhammer Rogue Trader. Stay awesome, be awesome, and most importantly, be excellent to each other.